Hey guys, my name is Eva Mtali. I am 46 years old and I have been a consultant for close to 10 months now for a global consulting firm. And this is the very first time I am actually into this type of consulting work. It's a world I only used to watch on YouTube, and I tell you, my guys, it's not what I thought it would be, and that's what you're going to be talking about in today's video. So if you are seeing my face for the first time, welcome. On this channel, we talk about pretty much everything. We talk about travel, we talk about the soft life, we talk about faith, and once in a while, like today, I also share some behind the scenes about the work that I do that enables me to afford the soft life that is basically a good part of the content that you watch on this channel. So I remember back in the day, especially before COVID, I used to watch a lot of these Mzungu YouTubers who are consultants, and they would talk about how they were quitting their six-figure dollar consulting jobs because of burnout. And mostly the reason they used to give is because they weren't looking for a work-life balance. And I'd be like, you must be so lucky. And guilty. Back then, I used to think that this was just content they were creating. And now I know it was real life. And as someone who some of my friends have actually suffered in my hands because they couldn't give me enough attention and time because they are consultants. And I just never used to understand how somebody could be so busy at the workplace, putting in like 14, 15 hours that they didn't have time for their friends and family. But this is where I find myself now. I'm actually living this reality that I only used to watch on YouTube. And I used to think like, wow, like these guys are actually quitting these $20,000, $30,000 a month jobs because of work-life balance. I was like, they must be lucky. And let me tell you, now that I live this consulting life, it's not an 8 to 5 job. Like that's, I remember what they told us in our first week of orientation, like just no consulting, it's not an 8 to 5 job, but it didn't really hit me until now. I'm like almost 10 months in. And I feel like, so we actually have this joke that we make at the workplace, like one day at blah, blah, blah consulting is like a full year. And this what makes this even more fascinating for me is that I'm not even new to the workplace. Like I have literally been working for the last 25 years, but it feels like, oh my God, I don't even know. Like the 10 months have almost been like 20 years combined, but I'm not complaining. I always tell people this is like one of those jobs that I prayed for. It can be exhausting, but I also love it at the same time. It's also exciting. Like I get to work with such exciting people. Like I have a team of about 10 people that I lead, and I have very, very interesting projects that I work on. I have very, very amazing clients from different parts of the world, and the job also has a lot of travel opportunities that I do not take for granted. So, for example, just last week here in Kenya, I'm shooting this video from Nairobi, and it's somewhere around July 4 by the time you'll be watching this video. And basically, the whole country in Kenya, all the kids were home for half term. So, this is basically where, right in the middle of the term, all the schools close, and the kids who are in boarding schools come home. Those who are day scholars don't have to go to school, and they stay home for like a whole week. So now my son just got home on a Sunday. No, he got home on a Saturday morning. And the next week on Tuesday, I was off for a work assignment. So I had to travel out of the country. I left on a Tuesday and I came back on a Friday, and he was going back to school on a Sunday. And some days I leave the office at 1 a.m. in the morning. And it's not because I went to work like at 5 p.m. No, I actually went to work like at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock sometimes. And I leave at 1 a.m. And that's a lot of days. there are days when we don't have weekends. Like this weekend, for example, is a working weekend for us. Like the whole team, we have literally been working the past 2 weekends because we have this deadlines that are long overdue and we value our clients so much. We put them first. So it just comes with the package. So um, basically, like I've said, we don't have weekends a lot of the time. You're fully consumed in work. I mean, I love what I do. I really do, but sometimes I'm just like, yo, this is a consulting life that I thought people were just creating content out of. And I know somebody who's watching this might be like, so if it's that bad or if it's that, guys, to be honest, it's not that bad. It's probably a different world from what I've been used to, having worked for, like, this is my 26th year working. And I've had like maybe a 2 year stint where I worked for a telecommunication company where we're launching a new mobile money product. That's like the most intense my career has been. And somebody might be wondering, why don't you just quit? So to be honest, I remember back then when I worked for the telco, I actually reached a point that I quit. And at the time, that was like maybe 17 years ago. My son was probably a year old, so I actually had that luxury that I could quit. But right now, I don't have the luxury to go on a sabbatical like I did then. And I don't even think a lot of my colleagues have that luxury. So first of all, if you've been on the channel long enough, you know that my mom is late. She died about 3 years ago. My dad turns 76 next week as the shooting of this video. My son is an only child. High school fees on me. 4 years of university fees is already lining up. And I didn't just wake up one day and land here where I'm at. I literally left university 25 years ago and I've been working nonstop ever since. So believe you me, if I had a way out, I would, but I don't at this time. So it's a case of making lemonades out of the lemons that life hands you. And one thing I do not take for granted, I really thank God for, is that like our company is so amazing. Like it's one of the best workplaces I have ever been. Like, you know, there's those places where you work and everyone is just so toxic and just, I don't know, I almost want to use the B word, but one thing I love about my workplace is that everyone is so respectful. People are so kind. And then we have like an open sitting area and like everybody just jokes and like people are just happy. And I'm so blessed to work with very young people. Actually, like I think 90% of the organization is Gen Zs, people in their early 20s, like 2, 3 years into their career. And I think I'm the oldest in our organization. And that just brings a very, very interesting, fascinating dynamic. One thing I know for sure, if the workplace was toxic, I don't even think I would have made it beyond month 3. But what has made this whole consulting experience manageable for me is that I work with such amazing people. So we're going to be spending all these 12, 13-hour days together, but you're spending them with amazing people. So it helps to really keep like the pressure under control. And the other thing I would say is something I would encourage, especially for those of you who are still like in between jobs and you're asking God to, you know, come through for you. Remember, as you ask for those jobs, you're asking God for those salaries. Just ask God to give you amazing colleagues because it does make a huge, huge, huge difference. And so why am I even making this video? Mostly is because one of the things that people probably wonder or ask me directly is, how do you even afford like this soft life, like to go on those travels? And so to be honest, guys, I won't even lie to you. I'm blessed. I have an amazing job. It pays me well. I've had good jobs over the years. They've been paying me well. I have been very fortunate to be very disciplined. I learned about financial ethics a long time ago. So I don't know that kind of a person who's just going to spend all my money without thinking. I have a lot of investments I've done here and there over the years. I try to live within my budget and the whole, you know, financial independence, blah, blah, blah. So next time when you watch my travel vlogs, or you just watch me going about my business, or you see me sipping some, I don't know, virgin in a colada on a balcony somewhere in Europe or in North America or whatever, and you're just like, soft life. I want this to, like, can we exchange lives? I just want you to know that there's a lot that comes to getting this life. It just doesn't come like that. And it's basically the life that I prayed for, I have worked for, and some days I have cried for, I have sacrificed for. So the pros actually outweigh the cons, and that's why I still do what I do. And the other thing is that, as much as, the natural solution could be like, okay, if it's exhausting, it's not working, why don't you just be, guys, you've been here long enough, I have manifested to visit 15 countries in 2025. We are in July, which is basically month 8, and we are just on country number 7. So there's 8 more countries to be visited in 2025, and they need to be paid for. So I don't take this journey for granted. God has been faithful. This season that I find myself in as a consultant, this job, this life, and obviously I wouldn't have done half of what I have done without him. So with all its exhaustion and all its deadlines and all the unpredictability of a consultant's life, it's still a blessing. And I am grateful every day for this job. It's one of the jobs I prayed for, and God gave it to me. I love it so much. Like, I can actually see, I'm shooting this video from my living room and I can see my office from here. It usually takes me less than 30 minutes to walk. Like when I'm really brisk walking from my house to the office and back, I don't have to worry about bus fare. I don't have to worry about being stuck in a dirty matatu. I don't have to worry about being next to somebody who probably didn't shower. And because it's public transport, you can't complain. If you complain, they'll tell you to go and buy your own car. So if you are in the trenches and right now you are just, trying to chase your goal, wondering, is God silent? Where is he? Can't he answer my prayers? I see you. God sees you. So just keep going. And let me know in the comment section below if you like this kind of videos, and I'll be more than happy to shoot more of it. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.